Are you interested in how economically disadvantaged workers get opportunities to become mainstream employees in high-demand industries? If that is your interest, you will want to tune in today as we introduce you to B.L.E.S.S.E.D Ministries Incorporated and the powerful people behind the scenes. Stay with us.
So we are a workforce development agency. So what that means is we put people to work, and we work with various clients. So we work with parolees, those under the supervision of parole. We work with adults with disabilities. We work with teens with disabilities. We work with individuals receiving food stamps. Every type of, you can say, disenfranchised population we work with, which is really interesting because it goes in line with flying on broken wings. Mm-hmm. Everyone that comes through our door has some form of a broken wing, and they need our services to assist them. So basically what we do is we just put people to work. We assist them in skill building, things of that nature, writing resumes. We have case managers, work readiness trainer. I do some counseling if I have to, but yes, that's what we do on a day-to-day basis.
Give us an example of a typical client that might come to you.
Okay, so the typical client, I would say, is on parole. We work with a lot of sex offenders. So basically, the typical client comes from parole, and we work with parole in a sense, whereas they have different units. So they have a sex offender management unit. We call them SOMUs. So
the client comes into our office. We have to determine are they currently in the legal system, whether they're on probation or parole. We also have to determine whether or not they may be in a drug treatment program as well. Once we determine that, or just the average person off the street that just came in, once that's been determined, then we'll give them the appropriate paperwork to do. Then once they finish the paperwork, we'll do an assessment of their needs and what they're looking for, whether it be training, whether it be a job, whether it be a short-term job, a long-term job. And based upon that, the jobs we propose to them will be in coordination with what we think they can do.
So the parole officer will call us, the client will come, we sit down with the client to see, first of all, where are they in terms of even their reading level, their reading ability, because they have to fill out applications and things of that nature. After they do that, we understand what their strengths are, because we're strength-based. So we look at their strengths, and then also we look at if they need any accommodations on the job, things of that nature. But for the most part, we look at their strengths, and then we have a pool of employers that we reach into, sort of like a job bank in a sense, that we reach into. And then from that, what we do is connect the person with the job. And that's pretty much a typical day. So, we do put people to work.
Tell me your name.
Tracy Taylor.
And where?
We are in the Recovery Junction. It's a recovery center in Jersey City. It's actually the first recovery center in all of Hudson County. I am a certified peer recovery specialist. So anybody, trying to recover and in recovery, active recovery, they'll pair them with somebody like myself who has been through the recovery experience, just as someone to talk to constantly, and someone that can share experiences, maybe to help them, with some of the difficulties they're having in their recovery. Certified Peer Recovery Specialist, CPRS. I was introduced to the program when I was staying at the B.L.E.S.S.E.D, which is a mental facility in Newark where you can go for 10 days of rest and try to, figure out what your next move was. Because at the time I was in a shelter. So at the respite, I met with a counselor every day. And the counselor, after hearing my story, said that she had a program that I might be interested in. Because I guess what made her think that I'd make a good recovery specialist, or if that was a good fit for me, was because that's kind of what I've been doing, for maybe 20 years, sharing my story with people and seeing how it empowers them. Next step in that process was to get me signed up for the internship. I had to go through BMI so that, I was welcomed into the intern. So then first it was the C-CAR. We did the ethics portion as well as the C-CAR. And that was 1 week and like 2 days. We did that virtually. And then right after that, within a week, I was put into an internship program here in Jersey City.
Right. And just for people that don't know, BMI is
B.L.E.S.S.E.D Ministries.
It's incorporated, right?
Incorporated.
And how did that help you get onto this path that you're on now?
It was everything for me. It was everything. Because as I was coming into the program, the shelter that I was staying in Kearney, was closing. And I really had nowhere to go. And it was because I was in, because B.L.E.S.S.E.D Ministries had this program where you could become a paid intern, that I was able to afford a transitional facility for women, as opposed to being back on the street after I had, been in shelters for like at least 4 months.